So let's kind of wrap up this discussion because we have been talking for like no joke 45 minutes on this already. Time's gone by. Let's kind of give our overall feel for modularity, like like our own hopes and dreams, maybe, or maybe just kind of our own kind of how we're feeling about it, and if we think it's actually going to happen. Is CIG actually going to hit modularity in 3.23x or even this year? Because it's one thing for CIG to add it to a roadmap, but it's not committed. It's still just kind of added. Usually what CIG says is that it's like when they put it on the roadmap, it's like, or on the release view, it's like 50%, 60% they think that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And they have a pretty good track record. I think they've only dropped like 5 or 6 things from the roadmap since they did this new system.
Since the roadmap watchers made everybody upset and they had a breakup.
Yeah.
With the roadmap to make the progress tracker.
Mm-hmm.
And now the progress tracker is chopped liver, and now Star Citizen 1.0 roadmap. That's it. That's the thing.
That's the thing now. So Space Tomato, what's your overall feeling about it? Are you excited? Are you concerned about it? Are you just whelmed by it? And do you think CIG can get it put in? I'm again asking you a sneaky win question.
Love those. Those are my favorite. Yeah, those. That's what I live for. When so hold me accountable. I don't know, man. Modularity was always something that kind of I don't come from the idea that I want to build ships, right? I think a lot of people really love ship customization. I think that's an update that just came to No Man's Sky. People are pumped for it. It is a cool update. That's pretty sick. But I am not good at building vehicles that look normal. So I tend to leave that to other people. So like I never thought too much about ship customization. I was always kind of thinking more about the FPS gameplay experience, the engineering, the exploration, that kind of stuff. So modularity was like a background topic for me. I thought they would kind of stick away from it for the reason I was talking about earlier with all the balance and stuff, but I do see the opportunities that they have, and that's what worries me. I think that they can handle modularity. They've got like a really good game engine at this point built around the idea of making spaceships that work in space, and I think that's not a problem for them. But when it does come to how they use that modularity to forward the game or fund the game, I do get a little bit more nervous.
Okay. Vertigo.
Oh my god, like my wish list for modularity.
So you're excited about it?
Yeah, Carrick's supposed to have some modulars. Like, I just want to be able to detach the cargo modules off the Carrick and open them up so I can do stuff with them.
That's fair.
That's really all I want. But yeah, I mean, why would CIG like put effort into the tech if they weren't going to monetize it, right? With additional ships that are going to have modularity. I mean, there's old ships that need it, right? Nodules pop off them, pop new modules on them. We have the Galaxy coming out. Do I think it's going to happen anytime soon? Besides the Retaliator, the pace of development for Star Citizen is glacial. Like, it took us until today to really see the needle move on modularity, right? Other than Galaxy was the last time it really got pushed. The community has always asked about it, but CIG's been, again, it's like Space Minnow said, it's always been this thing in the background, and the community has always kind of wanted to know, and they've always theory crafted. Community loves theory crafting about stuff. We love talking about the game. We want to have a game and more stuff in the game.
That's basically what this episode is. It's just theory crafting, but
yeah. So like I said, like the Retaliator is going to be great. Like, obviously, a lot of people are going to be disappointed because many people years ago were really excited that, hey, you buy the Retaliator base and you get a torpedo bomber. Remember when the Retaliator first came out? Everybody was like, look at this, $150, you get like 6 torpedoes? That's great. Man, you don't have to worry about it until CIG actually, that was a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
I'm trying to remember when the Retaliator first released. That was back in, 2014? Yeah. I want to say 15. So, yeah. So now people who bought the Retaliator all those years ago are going to log in, and then it's just going to be like an empty Retaliator. It's going to be the cargo modules instead of the torpedoes, and then they're going to go.
Well, no, not even cargo modules. It's just going to be empty.
Well, it should. I think the CIG is going to swap it over so you can't have an empty ship. Like they talked about this with the Galaxy.
The Galaxy, yeah,
yeah.
Well, you can't have an empty. It's just there's nothing. There's nothing in there. It's just going to have doors that are closed, but you won't have anything in there. So
maybe they'll do that with the Retaliator. Just have doors that are just welded shut, and there's just an empty box you can't look at. But I figured it'd be like the cargo module, the Retaliator base. But yeah, that's always a possibility. You just have welded shut doors. You can't do anything with the ship, and then people are going to walk into their hangars and they see their non-functioning
Retaliator
7 crew Retaliator that just has turrets on it, and they're like, "What am I supposed to do with this thing?" And then they're going to spill their spaghetti and be upsetty about it.
Especially the people who've been away for 8 years.
Yes,
Oh, yeah.
people have been away. But honestly, who flies the Retaliator anymore? There's like, the Polaris is going to release, and everybody's going to cross chassis upgrade to that thing, right?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, everybody's flying Polaris around. Maybe you want to be in a Retaliator.
Or Perseus.
Or Perseus, yeah.
All right, Axis. Same question to you. Your overall feelings, and do you think they can make it in this year?
Well, as a mutual owner of a Tally base myself, I'm actually looking forward to trying out this modularity and hopefully being a terrible guinea pig for any mishaps in the PU when it happens. But at the same time, I think we need to limit expectations. The 2 ships, well, 3 if you count the variant, I think we're going to get the modules that they are intending, whether announced or not, and just the 2 ships, the MPUV stock vehicle and the Retaliator. I wouldn't expect the Galaxy until after the Polaris. So I'm kind of limiting expectations on anything beyond what they've announced,
Mm-hmm.
Nothing out the door, if they get it in, great. If not, and they say, oh, we need a little more time on the oven, I'm okay with that because I don't want, say, a module to fall off in the middle of Quantum with somebody in it.
All right.
Just
I do think they're going to make it in because they've had a really good track record of this. And overall, I'm feeling optimistic but cautiously so. Because I think I'm just jaded. It's been so long since they mentioned modularity. It's like like Space Tomato is probably the youngest and freshest of us in terms of being part of Star Citizen's community. And even it's probably even older for you, right? It's been on the horizon for you for since you've backed the game or since you've been in content creation. So, and it's back when CIG announced modularity, I had brown hair. This show you how long ago that's been.
I have more gray hair.
Yeah.
Now, since I've pledged for Chris Roberts' waiting room simulator.
So
I didn't have facial hair.
Yeah. So that's kind of like the kind of the weird position like I feel in. Like I feel excited for the future and where it's going, but at the same time I'm also kind of like we've been down this road before. I don't know. But I think that's our discussion. I do think that it has the possibility of being the biggest game changer for Star Citizen in terms of how ships are developed out of anything that we've seen thus far, because it just offers so many options for changes to how things work. The Caterpillar alone is a loot box of fun, because you can go crazy with that thing. You want a broadside Caterpillar, you can do it. You want a Kraken pillar, a secret capital ship, you can, or a carrier, you can do that. You want a Starfarer version of a Caterpillar, salvage, repair, even like a construction version. Because of the nature of its already modular ship, CIG can go nuts with it. And the one thing that CIG loves is any idea that the rule of cool is the winner. And that's the Caterpillar right there. So I think it has the biggest option. And on top of that, they could sell the little command module as its own individual ship.
God,
so
little wart.
there's a
Yeah.
little bit more money. It's the Pisces all over again. CIG's just like, ooh, we can triple our investment with just one change. So
Quadruple dipping.
yeah.
Yeah. Hey, there was one more thing.
Yeah.
The utility mounts. Do you think that might advance because of modularity? Because they've kind of like haven't talked about it at all, even though we now have mining lasers, salvage lasers, and tractor beams, which should all be able to go on the same thing. And I think they can on like the Vulture and stuff, but they've talked about that in terms of like the Terrapin and the Nomad and anything else that has a mount. Do you think that's something that we might see movement on this year?
I think so. I think they'll either be dead forever, or they'll mold into the modularity conversation. I think that's how it works. What do you think, Axis?
I want to put a mining laser on my Terrapin.
I don't think we're ever go there where we have like ships changing. Like,
I believe that CIG will let us mine in any ship we want to at some point. They'll come up with some way of replacing weapons with mining lasers at some ridiculous cost. Because again, rule of cool. Axis, what do you think they're going to do with the utility mount?
Could do anything. I mean,
You think it's still going to be a thing?
it might be, or it may be incorporated into modularity, like you guys are saying. I mean, we don't know. There's a lot we don't know about this version of modularity. I mean, we're also forgetting this whole discussion. One ship that is getting modularity that's part of Squadron 42, and that's the Javelin.
Oh, right.
The Javelin is the largest player-owned ship, and a lot of people are like, well, it also requires big service. True, but for its functionality, it also requires modularity.
Mm-hmm.
And
It's got
oh my
modules. Yeah.
lord.
really, the Javelin has modules?
Yep.
I don't remember.
They never sold
talking
them,
about
but the whole ship is supposed to be swapped out for things like command and control, orbital bombardment, ship rating. It's got. Yeah, it even has a VIP module.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I wonder if it has like the Star Wars Imperials have like a deployable base, where you just drop it off.
Oh yeah, but you're not landing anything. You're not landing. You only land once with a Javelin.
No, I mean it parks above a surface, drops the base.
Vertigo. What do you think? What do you think is going to go on with the utility mount? We'll kind of wrap it up with that, and move on.
I mean, like we're probably going to see like a lot of tractor beam stuff with the utility mounts on the Cutlass Black, the 315P. We'll probably see more utility mounts get added to ships, so you're gonna have like external tractor beams and whatnot. But I'm trying to think what you could possibly add besides tractor beams to utility mounts for increased flexibility. Scanners?
Maybe?
Yeah, I actually just double checked because I remembered them saying something about it on the Terrapin thing, and they do talk here about a like putting some kind of a communication control and command equipment on the Terrapin for like an AWACS position. So I mean, they're that's a Terrapin Q&A from 2015.
Yeah.
But like they might have
I'm looking at
ideas.
the Javelin one right now because it's been so long since I've read up on the Javelin. I'm like, yeah, it's supposed to have modules, according to this write-up.
Sorry, you should have brought that up earlier. Sorry, guys.
It's fine. I forgot about it myself. It's like I think it kind of that all that goes to point that CIG has always thought about modules in some way, but I don't think we've ever had a definitive answer as to how much or how little CIG wants to go with modules, and I think that's becomes the kind of a major flaw in CIG's design. So I'd like to thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, think about tapping the like button, subscribing for more content, and hitting the bell icon to be notified when these release. I'd also like to thank those on screen now for supporting the channel financially. If you want to throw in a few credits, think about becoming a member on YouTube. And if you want a bit more for your contribution, join the Ko-fi or Patreon. Patreons and Ko-fi members get early, ad-free access to all videos, including exclusive early access to my long-running Complete History of Star Citizen lore series. Check those out now in the top right if you want to know what you're getting. And I want to hear your thoughts on this video and on any other lore topics in the comments below. And as always, remember, Ex Historia.